Even if you're the biggest fan of Volkswagen, you have to admit they've been saying and doing some very weird things lately. I mean, frankly, I'm very confused. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. And I was about to make a video talking about all the shenanigans going on with Volkswagen in China. They are in trouble in China. I'm telling you, 50% of their profits come from China. They're about to they've just ruined their brand image in China big time. I don't know how they're going to recover from this. I mean, seriously, when you hear these details, if you haven't already heard them, you've got to be a bit shocked. You're going to be like, whoa, they did what? And then they said what? They did this and then said this? That doesn't add up. Come on. Not long ago, probably a year ago, I made a forecast for 2030 for electric vehicle sales globally and for car manufacturers. Who would be around? Who would be doing well? Who would be doing badly? Volkswagen, my forecast, I predicted would be doing very, very well. With Tesla and BYD, I most certainly take that back. I've taken that back a few times since. When they fired Herbert Diess, we all knew things were not looking great, didn't we? We all knew that. We all knew when Elon Musk said he had someone in mind for the position as CEO of Tesla. We all knew who he was referring to. The person that Volkswagen thought was of no use to them. He should just get out of the way because he was trying to accelerate their electric vehicle adoption and electric vehicle sales. It's too scary. Don't go there. Don't go do that. Now, Volkswagen, I'm sure you're aware, have been having enormous software problems with their cars. They went and bought a software company in China for $2.5 billion, hoping that they could solve their problems. Didn't work. Well, hasn't worked yet anyway. Before I get to what actually happened in China and how Volkswagen may, in fact, I think probably will never recover from what's just happened in China, Volkswagen have said they're discussing their software roadmap at an upcoming meeting with CEO Oliver Blume. And at that meeting, Volkswagen made key moves to put itself in position, it says, to dominate in software. The company shook up its leadership with new executives to lead crucial software groups. Then the group made a point of investing billions of dollars into software improvements via a so-called new partnership. They acquired a new company, hoping that it would save them. To be fair, that's exactly what happened. Now, according to Reuters, Volkswagen will be meeting with top executives to discover the company's software roadmap. Now, give you some context here. The Volkswagen Group, of course, owns many brands, including Porsche, Lamborghini, Skoda, Seat, Volkswagen itself, Audi. The list is a big list. Some of the electric cars have been put on hold from various brands until they work out the software. They said that. That's not me. They said that. They made that admission, including Porsche vehicles have been put on hold. It's been reported, though, in Germany that inside sources spoke anonymously, saying the long-anticipated software roadmap would be revealed at a meeting with Volkswagen Group CEO Oliver Blume. Now, Oliver Blume is the replacement for Herbert Diess, and he's more of a toe-the-line kind of guy. You know, do what everyone wants, make everyone feel good, make everyone feel like they're, diplomacy is the key here. Don't need to rush things. Don't worry about EVs. I mean, they're good, but we don't need to hurry. Don't worry. Everyone's going to be fine. That's the kind of guy he is. While Volkswagen has repeatedly declined to comment on the story, it is true that Volkswagen has been consistently working to improve its software over the past few months. That said, very few details are known about the plan. And it's fair to say Volkswagen has lagged well behind competitors in software, especially in comparison to its Chinese competitors. None of Volkswagen's vehicles have yet to offer autonomous driving capabilities already available on traditional competitors such as General Motors and Tesla. And I'm not talking about full automation. I'm talking about, automation systems that can work very, very well. Then there's occasional intervention here and there. Obviously, Volkswagen isn't at that level yet. They claim they will be. They say that by 2030, they'll have millions of EVs on the roads, which will be fully automated. Maybe. What do you think? Let me know if you agree that that'll happen. However, Volkswagen, even in the West, outside of China, in America and Europe, have been under a lot of criticism for the software, the user experience, the digital nature of their cars, which has fallen short. They've had screens just go blank consistently, all kinds of problems. I don't know where to start. To be honest, the list is pretty long. However, in China, customers are not so forgiving because, to be honest, the truth is they're a bit more advanced than some of the Western companies when it comes to software. What this has meant is that China has basically, they're saying to Volkswagen, take the cars back. We don't want them. Here's what happened. Many owners are complaining about the blackout of the onboard screens, frequent loss of network connectivity, various fault codes appearing in Volkswagen's ID series electric cars. That's just the start. Earlier this year, many Chinese owners complained about quality issues with Mercedes-Benz electric vehicles in China. That's become a debacle for Mercedes. I made a video about that. I'll put a link in the description below. But as you can imagine, Chinese media, they want their own companies to succeed. So they definitely play on it a little bit, maybe exaggerate a little bit. But it did happen with Mercedes. Now we're at the point with Volkswagen where customers are saying, you know what, these cars are rubbish. We don't want them. That's literally what they're doing. A number of videos shared on Chinese social media, Weibo, by owners of Volkswagen ID vehicles show their vehicles experiencing blackouts on their screens with driving information including speed and remaining charge disappearing. So drivers basically have no idea what speed they're going. There's basically no instrumentation working at all. These owners have sent a letter to Volkswagen and SAIC, who basically make the cars for Volkswagen, and also FAW, who are another company that make the cars for Volkswagen in China, with a list of their demands, which are pretty significant. Starting in June 2021, SAIC Volkswagen's ID4 and ID6, as well as the ID3, have experienced in-car system failures, numerous ones, including blank screens. Owners have been giving feedback to dealer stores about these problems, but Volkswagen and its dealers have not been able to fix the problems or provide any real solutions. So owners are just getting fed up. As you know, E4 Electric, other people have had similar experiences. In October 2022, owners reported these problems gradually increased, and on November the 29th, these problems broke out on a large scale in China. I have to repeat here though, Volkswagen hasn't really sold that many EVs in China. That's kind of going to save them to some degree. You wouldn't think of it would happen that way, but that's the truth. But it's still probably a total of around about 30,000. So there's still a lot of owners that are not happy. This is what the letter from the owners says. Frequent loss of vehicle network connectivity and various fault codes appearing randomly. Navigation and CarPlay functions cannot be used. The entertainment system cannot be used. The car system frequently restarts. Vehicle center screen and instrument screen blackout, and all driving information disappears, including the speed, power, energy recovery, automatic parking, and air conditioning. The backup camera disappears. The assisted driving functions fail. The seatbelt beeps disappear. Various sound tips disappear from the car. Some vehicles have fault codes after powering on and the vehicle cannot start. These faults seriously affect the driving experience and safety and bring safety risk to us as owners as well as others, the letter says. These owners demand that Volkswagen immediately stop the sale of all of its electric vehicles in China, all ID series vehicles with problems, and rectify them under the supervision of the regulatory authorities. Now, when owners get the regulatory authorities involved in China, you don't have a choice. You can't just say, no, we don't agree. The Chinese government goes, Volkswagen, now. The Volkswagen goes, sorry, boss, sorry. That's what happens in China. Everyone has to do that. It's just the way it works. So they demanded that Volkswagen completely repair the vehicles and eliminate all these safety hazards and compensate consumers whose daily use has been affected by the malfunction. So this is going to be a many $million project. They also demanded that Volkswagen issue a written apology to the affected consumers, because basically consumers are saying Volkswagen has ignored us and hasn't fixed these issues. Now, Volkswagen have issued kind of an apology. They've said they recognize what's happened and they will address the issues as soon as possible, and we apologize for the inconvenience. And this is what they said in addition. After a series of technical analyses, software optimization, and testing and verification, we have the appropriate technical solutions for the current feedback from users, which will be launched soon. So they're saying that they now have the solution. So it took all this, right? It took more than a year of complaining, and then magically within the space of 48 hours, Volkswagen were exposed publicly. Chinese media took them to town, and they're saying, "Oh, magically no, don't worry, we have the solution." Clearly, that isn't true. Clearly, they're hoping they can figure it out as quickly as possible. Volkswagen's ID series added 21 more complaints records on Friday, mostly because of audio-visual system failures, instrumentation malfunctions, and other problems involving Volkswagen vehicles sold in China this year. Volkswagen software problems are going to come back and bite the company big time. 50% of its profits come from China. Clearly, the future of the automotive industry in China is electric. There's no doubt Volkswagen will lose a significant percentage of its sales in China. It would have lost them anyway, regardless of whether or not these issues had happened. The fact that these issues have happened now means it's going to accelerate Volkswagen's demise in China. That's bad. Probably what's even worse is being an owner of one of these cars and having to deal with this kind of crap on a daily basis. Now, I don't really understand why you would buy a Volkswagen electric car in China to begin with. There's nothing compelling about them. They're okay. Nothing wrong with them. I mean, certainly they'd be better than a gasoline-powered car, but there's so many choices in China. There is so many choices that are affordable, that are, I mean, heck, I don't understand why you would buy one. And honestly, I think Chinese consumers will come to that realization themselves. I mean, for example, why is it an advantage to an owner to buy one of these vehicles versus a BYD, Tesla, a Leap Motor, the list goes, GAC, the list goes on and on and on. There's plenty of affordable EVs in China. I think this will be a huge hit to Volkswagen's EV sales in the country, and in the long term, they're going to really, really pay for this big time. I don't want that to happen. I want Volkswagen to do well, but I mean, put it this way. Now, in Germany, the Model Y is the same price as an ID3. Which one do you think would be a better choice to own? Realistically, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.